that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. It's funny how easily a life can be torn apart. Why couldn't I simply see that I was sick at heart and I am in deep debt? The climb we did was unreal. You made me so speechless. I just can't believe it. You broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was my own enemy, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a good Friday. It is Friday, isn't it? Yeah, it is Friday, I think. We are back on Timberborn and just going to carry on with what we were doing before. So, yeah, I think there are some people here. It's kind of a weird time to do this, but it's the time that works for me. So that's what we go with. There are a few things that I want to carry on with. So if there is anyone here, let me know that the sound is okay and we will crack on. Last time we were trying to get some contamination barriers built to help with the bad tide that we had. We got most of them built. We possibly need to get some built in here as well to help with that. But we'll see how we do when we get the next bad tide. I think things that would be useful to get done now, there are a few. Get access down here so that we can build the floodgates so that we can store some water up here. At the same time, I think actually I didn't want to delete that one. No, didn't want to delete that one yet. But anyway, just put that there for now. We're going to put floodgates up the top here as well, so that we can have this act as a reservoir during good tide, as was suggested before, because I think that will be useful. So, Mr. A320 and Kudzu, good morning, good evening, and other time zone appropriate greetings. Signs of life is always nice. Yeah, so that's the plan for this bit. Let's put it on triple speed so stuff happens. Hello? You should be able to hear me. OBS is putting out sound. Hello? Anyone else? Can you hear me? Oh. Try a refresh if you can't hear me. Hey Connor, how you doing? Any reason you made me panic is I was watching a stream yesterday where sound randomly stopped. So, hello, Core. Good to see you. The other thing that I was thinking of doing was narrowing this up so that we don't have quite so many water wheels and we focus the power generation a little bit. Because it works being like 3 wide here, so we could power it all the way through here. It's probably sensible. But yeah, let's see if we can get this turned into some sort of reservoir. We probably need to increase food production. Okay, I can fix that. Let me know if that is better. Hopefully the game sounds are not quite so high. We will carry on. I think I'd usually adjust the volume between recording and streaming. So I find audio really hard, as most of you will know. Not a sound engineer. Never wanted to be one. Right. Advanced, attached to stream. Just no. Should we need to get that bit first? Yeah, and because I'm not very good at this, I don't listen as I'm doing it very much because sound bugs me so much. So yeah, and I find it really hard to get the audio to play back in a way that I can listen to it without it being really off-putting for me. So yeah, work with what we can work with. I think probably I need to prioritize those, and they are deprioritized. Cool. Right. Attach stream gauge there. Based off of contamination. If the contamination is below 1%, you close. It's above 2%, you open. Cool, that's done. Oh, we've got a drought started. Fair enough. 22 days. 800 water. 40 beavers. Let's do some very quick maths. 50 divided by 40 times 2.2. That will last 10 days. We have an issue. We have a very significant issue. So how many... 1 second while I work out what we... Well, there's not much water to pump, unfortunately. So if we've got 850 water divided by 22 days, divided by 2.2, we could support 17 beavers. Or we pump all of this out. we let all of this flow through, pump all of that out. We're holding water in there, so we could pump all of that out and then see where we end up, I guess. So let's prioritize building that. I've never played water beavers, so let's maximum prioritize building that. When I'm setting all of those to be built, we don't actually have anywhere to put the water, so by priority water. We got very distracted. Why am I actually? What am I doing? What am I doing? We're playing Emberpelts. They can drink juice. They drink the juice. We should be fine. Should be fine. What we need to do is make sure that Buddy is picking the apples. So maybe we put in another apple picker. Because we've got plenty of apples sat on trees there. We've got corn growing. So we've got corn in storage, actually. Let's switch you to be corn. Grill some of the corn maybe, though. Actually, we've got a load of grilled corn. We're going to pause that so we can juice the corn. Oh, and relax. I have kind of screwed up slightly over here, though. So I still need to build stairs to get to this bit, to put in the floodgate here. Ah. I was thinking many things about myself. How disorganized I was. And employing the English phrase numpty in my head. But we have recovered, thanks to the juice. So much unnecessary stress. To be fair, I probably could pump all of this out. Because it's only there really making stuff pretty. But we don't actually have storage for it. So, you know. And speaking of not having storage for things, corn. So they're both doing corn juice. We should have one doing apple juice. Because we have a decent amount of apples stored. Don't have any storage for apple juice. So, apple juice. Oh, that moment of stress has really just worn me out. completely unnecessarily so. You know, such is life, huh? Such is life. Right. What I want to do now is attach these to stream gauges based off of contamination. If the contamination is below 1, they can be 0.8's fine. The contamination is above 2, they close. And then these, delete that, and just close. And when, I can speed the game back up, when the water returns now, and this was totally not my idea, this was a suggestion from last time, this now becomes during a drought. Well, during a temperate cycle, it will fill with water, and then during a drought, it will hold some water. During a bad tide, these will close completely. So during temperate, these will be open a bit to let water flow through into here. During a bad tide, they will shut, and then once contamination gets to here, these will close. Now, probably actually what we want is for these to be open slightly, because otherwise there's nowhere for the water to flow to. And we need some kind of level of flow. So, yeah. Might as well leave those there in case we need to get to another bit. But I think that's that recovered. I think that's that recovered from. Completely unnecessary stress. So the next problem we have is we're no longer generating power over here. So while that's the situation, we may as well rework this. And we've got loads of time. So we can get down there. I'm kind of thinking that maybe we go with what I'm thinking yet. Probably better to have it so that it can flow through there. How wide is this? Maybe we just do that. 3. Cross like that. Oh. And then get rid of those. Down there. Rid of those. Down there. That bring that across. So bring that across. Like that. Maybe? And then we could always put in more. There. So to do that, We need to put those there. And then that across there like that. I'm just going to use those to build that. "17 days, we've got plenty of time, so I think we could just do that. That. And, do you think it's worth it? It's worth putting them in there? Are they going to generate any worthwhile amount of power? I'm skeptical. I'm going to admit I'm skeptical about those ones. Bring that back to there. Sweet. Path, because I mean, it might be better to build this from ground level, actually. Get rid of those. Put that there. No, not that. Let's delete path through there. Out connections there. Hi Mark, how you doing? Yeah, I'm skeptical about the benefit of putting power wheels in there. That's doing a darn good job of running the smelter. Thank you, I appreciate that. There must maybe a slight waste of connecting them down, but no real harm, I don't think. And then maybe we delete these. Connect it somewhere here. Might not be perfect, but it's probably going to be better. Block that in. So we then get flow that comes down here, across there, and then through that way. Definitely think that's going to be better. So the juice supply is holding up. The water supply is holding up. It's going to last us way longer than we thought from my crazy panic at the start. Let's not mention that again, folks. I think the flooding should be sorted now, Mark. I'll show you what we've built in a second. I've changed things since the last one. Just going to pause that so they don't get stuck. So we've changed it since the start of the stream. Or do you mean in the last video? If you mean this one, we've changed it quite a bit. So should you mean this one? These now. Okay. I think with the other one, I'm not convinced that the floodgates, when they're open, are a completely transparent block, and maybe they were changing the flow. I don't know. Maybe it was where, I don't know. Maybe it was where those floodgates were closed. The game is very sensitive to small changes in how you build things when you've got a lot of fluid moving. So it's fixed, which is it was fun working out how to fix it. So as I was saying when I was recording, I as frustrating as those things can be sometimes, I really enjoy them because it's fun trying to work out what's broken. I really enjoy it, and I guess you can tackle them two ways, can't you? You can try and work out what's caused it and solve that. But sometimes it's really hard to try and fault find that because that's quite a complex water system with that one, because you've got water feeding in from quite a few places, and it's not a simple river because it's got all those divots and stuff in it. So I went with the easy solution of trying to fix the symptom rather than the cause. And like you could see the start of that coming a couple of videos ago, because there were hints of that flooding of the coffee area a few videos ago, and I just ignored it, and I probably shouldn't have. So, but no significant harm came, and it was fun fixing it. So probably want to pause the building of that so they don't block the staircase off. I'm amazed this has still got power in it. I guess we're not using metal particularly at the moment. I did think it might be worth moving the kiln, apart from the fact that we're using charcoal here. Otherwise it seems kind of silly. Two floodgates, so they are synchronized. Interesting. Actually, yes, we saw that on the cliffside one, where I was trying to experiment with using floodgates to reduce the volume of a space so we could pump more. And yes, I could see that happening. Whenever you did that, you lost water, which is really weird, I think, and really frustrating. So I guess it's it's not a mechanism. So what I was trying to do then is I had a hole in. I don't know if you remember, I had that hole in the ground where we had deep water in. And I was trying to pump deep water out. I think it was bad water, and I put some floodgates in one edge so that I could raise them to reduce the depth, try and reduce the depth, to then pump more of the bad water out. But what it actually did was have no effect, other than when I then reduced them, it removed water, which was annoying. So, right, most of that's built. Let's unpause that one so that gets built. I guess it's an effect of trying to use stuff in a non-conventional way. While we're doing that, how are we doing for food? We could do with putting the grill back on. Apple supply is holding up really well, including for juice, which is good. Got one of the cool beavers. Awesome. Got any more? No, just the one. Do we need to worry about these trees? I guess we can solve it by putting that one on. We fill it, hopefully it will irrigate most of these trees. Do need to do something about these guys. Yes. Could put in an irrigation point here. Let's do that. Three by three. I guess we're going to end up with something bigger than 3 by 3, however we do that, aren't we? So do that. Fluid dump. Stream gauge. That, and that should let us build all of it. That's probably a good idea. Perfect. Is that all built? Oh, did I build? Yeah. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Doesn't stay there. Actually, we need to be able to build the rest of those. And we've still got 5 days left, so. With that. Off. They could build those then. Hopefully that works. Let's prioritize those actually. then we can close that up, and then we can hook the power up afterwards. Probably makes sense. Seven beaters short. That's not so good. You can take a break. You can probably take a break. And if you haven't already, you can take a break. Would probably not be a bad time for some population increase, I suspect. Swap that over as well. Probably need to improve all of this first. Or I would like to improve all of that first. So the food, the drinking, and the water. You have logs there, don't you? Yeah, we do. Cool. Paused, there, paused. Guessing there, paused. Yeah. You can be paused for now. Come on, hurry up and get this built, please. 22-day drought. 22-day drought has gone incredibly quickly. It's finished. There we go. Oh, someone come finish it. What I would like to do once that's done is, I think anyway, have a look at getting yeah, good point. Can we get them built in time? Build that one first. Hopefully we can build them quick enough. Let's go to an 18-hour workday, shall we? Let's also remove these stairs down into where there's going to be bad water flowing. I'm not sure we're going to get this done in time. Because we need to get... No. 0.8 of a day left. I'm not willing to risk it. To get... levee built. Which I kind of want to actually... If I put it there, it's going to block flow, but that's where it needs to go. It needs to be the highest priority thing we do. We might actually need to go even longer working day. Through some bad planning, we've got ourselves in a little bit of a situation today. I don't want to risk mass contamination of things. We'll look at that next time and get the opportunity. Let's delete that. Let's put that there, so that they make their way out. We could do with picking some stuff up, beavers. See how this works. Better be paused, I think, while we build the rest of that. Those. Where's the one that I set? That's set to 0.8. That's set to 0.85, so this should overflow first. There we go. Perfect-ish. Set that one to be a little bit lower. Bit of flooding there, which is not ideal. There we go. That should hopefully resolve it. Not sure why water is leaking around the floodgates. That's what it looks like, isn't it? Looks like those aren't sealing. Is that what it looks like to you? That makes me want to do that, which is going to make a mess. It's fine. Delete those. And then come in here. Unlock sluice gates and put those in. Those built. Got the metal to build those, so. But yeah, that did not seem to be sealing properly. Kind of weird. But we adapt. We have the technology. Well, apart from the fact that it was killing the trees. Otherwise, I would have said yes, it is a visual water glitch. But we can make use of these to automate letting the water out of the dam anyway, so it's probably better. So, you know, it's not so much of a problem anyway. I'm just going to set them to close for now, so it fills. We'll see what happens again. And it's not the biggest. There we go. Yeah. So it was something with no. Okay, so that's still flooded. What happens if I desynchronize that one and do that? Now it's fine. Okay. That works. That works. Not perfect, but it'll do. Right, back over here. What we haven't done yet. So this is now generating 300 horsepower. So more power. Good. More power, more gooder. What we'll do is logs we're not worried about. Let's come here. Build that there. Not going to get power out of this cycle, which is a little bit annoying. But we will be ready for next time. So, you know. We make improvements. With a drought coming, I guess we can at least finish these off. We have power going back in. Might as well unpause those. This stops. Such is life, huh? Such is life. Only a 15-day drought this time. And now we can go finish that. We might as well finish them. Add in the extra bit of power. And if we put that there, we'll want a platform there to get the power out. What we can also do is to make that, and it might keep a little bit of water flowing through this thing. Who knows? If we could keep it clean of bad water, which we can't at the moment, we could look to explode it all out, you know. Can't do that at the moment, so. Go there. That on there. That goes there. This is getting messy. Let's put that there. That on there, and then we'll put that there. Somewhat neater. And it does actually generate way more power than what we had put in before. So, you know, yes, you folks were right to suggest we do this. Let's hook that one up. What's in there? Just logs. That can go. The rest of it will wait to tidy up as we go. Get rid of the random path. Awesome. So that's sorted. Let's come over here. Advanced. Attach to stream gauge. The controls changed on this. No. Pause. Above. Wait. Got dams there, haven't we? So that'll do. Unpause below. A very tiny amount. That should sort that one. Wondering if those two might cover it between that and that. And I'm curious, when this is doing its thing, what land over here it's going to irrigate, and therefore what we might be able to farm. So, and I think with all of that done, our engine, 400 science, 500 HP, got enough juice, got gears, got metal. Yep. We're going to go, we're going to unlock the charcoal engine. It'll save us a bunch of beaver power. Not that that's so much of an issue at the moment, but we could then maybe put in a builder's hut or have some more haulers. What we want to do is have storage, small pile. It's not the closest, but it's not the furthest away. Charcoal obtain. We have an medium water tank. Possibly time to build some more. What I really want to do is get juice production amped up, which is why having more power will be useful. But I also want to see where we are with irrigation in here. And it might have been better to put sluices in here. Or floodgates, and have them close so that we could make this deeper, but we'll see. Alright, engine is doing engine-y things. But we could certainly replace some of these with medium tanks. We empty all of those. That would be a good spot to put some medium tanks to increase our water storage a bit. And are we at the point where I really want to get a bad water pump going? Where do we want to build it? some people will get upset with this. But I'm never sure that it takes an appreciable amount out. So we're going to put it there. Now. We go to the large tanks. That's bricks, I think it's bricks. Which, just switch you over to produce bricks for a bit. Put a storage for them. Oh, they go in the medium warehouses, don't they? Or going to be bad water. Yeah, the juice system does make it easier. It's partly why I did Emberpelts for this, because I wanted to make it a little bit easier. Apart from my massive panic at the start. Let's just let a little bit out. Just kind of push through the system. Or a lot, because I left it open. No, I didn't. I put it on auto, and it stayed open. Okay. Oh well. That's fine. Got 6 days left. And frying. Okay, so we do need to put water in here. Deal with these guys. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's not empty. Let's delete these. Oh, I managed to delete the path as well. That was very sensible, wasn't it? Okay. Two medium water tanks. And now we've got that in. I think it's time to think about tubeways. No, it's not, because we need a lot more science. Okay. Extra bit of corn we planted has made a huge difference to the food. Are they eating all the tomatoes, or are we storing them? We are storing some. We don't have much storage for them, but that means we could. I hadn't been silly where I put that, so we're just going to delete it and move it. Put it there. Food juice press there. Tomato juice. And I guess, because we've got quite a lot of radishes, maybe we would be sensible to start growing some beets. Not sure. It is a very well done mod. I suspect it's unlikely that it would get brought from the mod maker. That kind of thing is quite rare. Well, maybe not. My experience is it's quite rare, but that's only based on the game that I play more of. Yeah. And I don't know whether Bobbing About would be interested in that even. Because, giving away control of your project is sometimes not fun. And that's essentially what you'd probably be doing if you sold it. That's down at 0.2. So that is staying hydrated. So I am tempted to put in a farmhouse on the corner here, or even make use of, we don't need access down there, that food farmhouse. We're going to make use of the space that we are irrigating. So we're going to plant a small amount of radishes so that we can plant beets to make beet and radish juice. Because that seems sensible to me. We need growing peppers, aren't we? Yeah. And we've got canola oil stored, so we need another grill. They're going to be grilled bell peppers. Do we have storage for grilled bell peppers? I don't think we do. Let's go back here. I'm not sure how the Emberpelts ladder works, so we're going to go off to the side. Just in case. Are going to be grilled bell peppers. That up. Put that there and that there. So you will be for... Have we got bell pepper storage nearby? There. Okay, so maybe we don't need that. And that's probably close enough as well. Maybe, actually, maybe I would be more sensible build that on top of the storage. Drought survived. Yeah, maybe we do that instead. Those are closed. Awesome. That's all closed up and connected up. That's almost built except the bricks. That needs clay, and I paused the clay pit, so let's unpause that. Grow the population again. So how's it? the same as we did before. Those in, we should be able to build those once they've built that. You're unlikely to see an ATS stream, I think. Double D. I think I'd struggle to stream that because I'd struggle to find stuff to talk about. This game is so easy to talk about. That's why I'm streaming this and not Farm Sim. It's just much easier to ramble through because 20 HP, 77 HP, because I can talk about what I'm doing more. So, yeah. 50, 49. So, one of them is good, one of them not so good. So, overall power generation is pretty darn good. Automate products on you, because until we've got storage built, there's not a lot we can do. Bad tide approaching, so we're going to get to see if this actually works. Should be cool. What else do we want to plant food-wise? I'm thinking that we need more storage for corn. Got the science to unlock the large warehouse now. So let's put it back in the corner there so we don't block that in. Oh. There we go. I might do a stream when they do the Ford DLC. That might be fun. Actual Ford DLC. Giants. Not a pretend one. I've got lots of buildings stacked up now, which is probably not great. Wood storage as well, actually. Because we've got lots of trees sat doing nothing. Automate products and ingredients. Might as well do the same for you. And you. Having put in that big corn storage, planning for it, I feel like just planting a big cornfield is not a waste of time. So my parking skills are truly world-renowned, sir. Truly world-renowned. The that one where I thought I had the brilliant idea to go around the back of that part-built house to save loads of time, and it ended up taking me like 15 minutes to park the trailer. Was I feel a classic moment in how I do things. Okay. That just seems like a random collection of words. You should replace these. As we are short of views. All right, pause. Slow speed. Pause. Which one's set on? So that one's set up. let's watch you do your thing and see if everything works as it should. As we hit the bad tide. Tad nervous. Yeah, I'm a tad nervous. 1%. 1%. 3% closed. Okay. So it should now all flow this way. No. Close. Close. Right. Just flooded at the moment. Go this way. Maybe I have this open on the contamination down here rather than the contamination here. That might be more sensible. I don't know. We'll just keep watching. We'll just keep watching. It's flowing now. It's flowing. And it will soon open, I guess. Because only got to get to 2% contamination and it'll drop open. So there we go. And then that does its thing. And that floods and empties. Okay. I'm a little bit tempted to build these up a bit to avoid some of the splashing. Build some more juice storage as well, but you know, that's cool. This is built, so we'll switch this back now to the charcoal. And this is still generating 422 horsepower, so yeah, not significantly affected. And now, my next concern was that we were going to run out of this stuff soon. So I wanted to unlock the tubeway stuff. But that means we need 1,000 or 700 for the mod version, I guess. Not sure what the difference is. Small versus tiny. So let's say 1,000 and then 500, so 1,500 science, and we have 250 at the moment. And there's the contamination hitting us again. Kind of hard. So, yes, we're back to building contamination barriers. At least it's a short bad tide. Could move this over because it's really not making that much difference, and we could try and build a continuous line of contamination barriers. But I don't want to do that while we're in a live bad tide. We're going to be set to replant dead trees. But yeah, the next metal source we've got here. Here. Both of which I'd really like to have tubeways to deal with. Open. Oh, pretty much close. We didn't do, we need to sort these out actually so they're automated. And these. A way to do that is goes through there, doesn't it? So 5.E street gauge. Get there. There's a bit of work we can. By work, I mean a staircase. And for that, that should be opening to let water flow through it. At the moment, all it does is shut during a bad tide. Now, I might have remembered to open them at the end of one of the droughts, but, you know, they're built. Do we build another couple as well? Probably. I should probably look at unlocking some of the other housing solutions, like something like this, which houses 18 beavers each. We just keep doing this. While we need to. And actually, what I'm going to do... There's a bit of well-being probably wouldn't hurt. We could probably do a bit more than that, actually. We're going to start cheesing some well-being, folks. I've got a delivery about to arrive. I think a bit of well-being cheese is due next. And then maybe we do some more food options. Could make the second one down there. Ingredients for that. I believe. To you. Put that to use on something else. And assuming these combined foods are higher benefit. Probably the baked beets as well. Once the beets have grown. I think we can make a few of those. Maybe just don't have the resources to stock a bunch of bakeries. Wet fur, that's okay. Right, let's swap you over to be peppers, beets. Yes. Actually, the way we can control that one, I think it might flood if we do it that way. Let's move that actually down to there. Put a stream gauge there. So all of that corn is fine now. I think I'll take that for now. It's all staying green, which is pretty cool. And this is staying full of water, so quite a while. So that's kind of cool. Attach the stream gauge. Attach the stream gauge. You. We are going to pause if above some amount of water. Unpause if below not a lot of water. That should sort it. It's not super efficient because we're filling up a few more water areas, but that should keep the trees all growing. Science is sciencing, and given our need for science, I'm going to put another one in. Interesting that those are too far from the district, but the other ones weren't. That's confusing. But I'm just going to do that so that they can get them built. And maybe do the path there. And oh yeah, now they can do it. Or maybe it's because I built those. I don't know which. Let's find out by deleting those. Because can they build that? They cannot. Okay. Well, given what I want them to do, we're going to put those back. I've got 760. We need a bit more science. And we can start putting tubeways in. So we can get up there. Probably not a bad idea to hit a few of those. So gets us that one. The clock is relatively cheap. Does the clock provide benefit? Yep. 600 science though. That's quite a lot. 200 science for the beaver bust. Yep, you'll do. We could go back to our 16-hour working day as well. And that will just cheese us a little bit of well-being. You can build that one as well. There we go. Awesome. Rid of that, and while we're there, screw it. Let's build those two as well. Seeing as we've got the we've just trapped some beavers. Oops. Oh well. That one's got the markings on its back. Very cool. We now need to regenerate all that science we lost, but hopefully the beavers will live longer so the population will grow, etc, etc, etc. It is, as they say, a process. And that gives us room for 50 beavers. Really curious if when this is not irrigated, this dries out or not. Because I'm kind of tempted to build on it, but equally I wonder if we can plant on it. I'm a little bit torn there. I'm a little bit torn. Just like the song, which has been stuck in my head for some reason today, so it can be stuck in your head as well. If you're old enough to know said song, or have enjoyed it, I guess, because it's not necessarily just an age thing knowing music. Right. It's dried out and it doesn't stay irrigated, which means we can build on it. So I want to put one more press in. For canola oil. And I then want to put in a line of medium tanks for all of the juices we are making. And for canola oil, if I can see it. There. Cool. Right, so we can now see the effects of everything, and not all of our corn is staying hydrated. That's okay. Most of the crops are. So I'll take that. Most of the trees are staying hydrated. It'll do. It'll do. And we need to wait for science again. Oh. So badly need the number cruncher. No. What I need to do is delete those to make sure we don't get any beavers going swimming in the bad water. What I was thinking is, can I... oh, it's gone anyway. So let's not worry about that, shall we? So food-wise, we're doing pretty good. Juice-wise, we're doing good. Water-wise, we're doing good. Let's... So this got built. So advanced, attached to stream gauge, Bosch. And what we want to do here is, if the contamination is above, let's go 3%, you open. The contamination is below 2%, you close, and then we'll do the opposite at the other end. So here, just pause the game, attach to stream gauge there, just in case funky things happen. So with low contamination, we want to be open. So let's go to 3. So that's pretty much what we want, I think. Yep. Cool. So these trees could all be cut down. And we could then look to expand the industrial area into here. So let's do that. And let's pause lumberjacks over here. That hopefully will get us some science going as well. 1500 science, so much. Bad tide ends, so let's watch what happens, I guess. This is going to open up first, isn't it? Because this is measuring contamination down here. So this is going to open before these close, which is probably good. So let's let this run, and we'll see how things drop out. Sort of did okay. So 15, speed it up a little bit. 7, 6, 5, 4, 4, 8. Ooh, can I get a 2? 2. Go. Opening surprisingly far for 0.75, but you know. This one's closed. So it's trying. It's trying to do a thing. It's trying to do a thing. Let's put it on triple speed, and hopefully it'll sort itself out a little bit quicker. Its end is pretty consistently at 1%, so I guess the plus is at low contamination, it's not going to do any harm if it overflows a bit. Kind of weird behaviour. Kind of weird behaviour, but put yourself out. Let's just go check up here. This has done as it's supposed to have. So these have closed. These have opened to let water flow through this way, at least. And these have eventually settled down and opened. There we go. But it did take 2 days. So as we have another drought approaching, and we have loads of beavers with wet fur. You know, and flooding and all sorts of fun things happening. Hooray. So I think one of the things that we needed to do, once we got sluices available actually, was to stop the backflow from this guy affecting this. So let's try and do that. So those are just going to be open. So if we put that there, and I'm going to block across there as well, just to kind of close that in. And focus it. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're making progress. We're still waiting on site. We've got 5 spare beavers suddenly. So I think that means 2, 3. Temporarily, we throw in that, you know, it would probably be more useful to put in like a builder's hut or I don't know, 5 more haulers, but equally it's kind of useful getting the science that we need. So let's instead build 5, if I can think of my words, science huts. That will help. Guess we've got a good few hundred scrap metal here still, so but equally it makes me a little nervous. Only having the one nearby deposit, so corn juice. Why aren't you corn juicing? You're open once you're built. Build a levee across there as well. Just because I think that will help. Got metal, we've got planks, got 4 builders, still got 5, 6 spare bots, beavers. So at this point, we've got some funky stuff coming available. Drought started. Only 5-day drought this time. Probably going to move this eventually, but for now, let's throw it there. Get some more haulers going as well. Help. Hauling the things, because you know, that's what haulers do, isn't it? Now, I've been a bit dumb there. Well, no, the beavers have been a bit annoying. Actually, it seems they can get to that one, so we may as well let them. That will help when we have water flowing. We mean that the water coming through here only goes one way. That block's not really needed, but it makes it look nicer. All right, that done. Have all the science we need. So, I think the first route that we want is to take us from somewhere here. Basically up to where our processing site is. And the thing I really like about the Emberpelts tubeways is we don't need the one with the levee. It's all built into one, so kind of like that. There to there. Down into the there. Just because of the annoyance of that, but we're going to need to go over it anyway because of the floodgate, so maybe we move that. Oh, well, this is where we cheat a little bit, I'm afraid, folks, because I just deleted the sluice. So we dev tools it back in, because that's the thing. We already take the hit on losing all of our water. So, you know, I'm not going to take the hit on flooding the whole colony as well. Well, any more than I just have. That's how we roll here. Silly mistakes do not get us overly artificially penalised. Life is too short for that. Not enough science. Probably not, actually. Around. Actually, it might make more sense to go over the path. Yeah. Back up. Out there. And that will be our first tubeway. I think that'll do a thing. That'll do a thing. So and we're recovering science quite quickly, which is nice. Yeah. Maybe all the way over here. I want to build some more storage, but I'm not really keen on taking up space. I guess I could build them in the water, couldn't I? Yeah. That would work. And wash our logs. That's getting connected up. Guessing they'll start working on the other end as well. We have a decent amount of science. I'm more comfortable unlocking bakery. Do I set it back? Yeah. Put them there. Gonna do stuffed peppers and baked beets. Now flying through building that tubeway. And I think once it's done, we'll possibly call it a day for today. Now we've got the start of a tubeway network, we can start to expand. Don't know, we might need to change those. See, that works quite nicely. I can get... Can't change that one easily. And because I could rebuild the farmhouse, I guess. Yeah. Go for the nuclear option. Actually pause that. There. And I guess if I move it a bit, we can actually irrigate a bigger area, so... Put there. Let's maybe... There. Let's move that. There. Farmhouse could go there. And that's not controlled and it's paused. Now we won't delete it yet. Got some amount of water trapped, so... What we do is drought starts, you close. When drought ends, you open most of the way. When bad tide starts, you close. When bad tide ends, you open most of the way. So, when the bad tide or drought ends, they just retain a little bit of water but act more like a very low dam, I guess. Actually, we are going to need to delete these so we can get in there. Means some stuff might die off, but a huge problem. We should hopefully be able to build that all quite... I mean, we could just rely on those. Not worry about building those. But that's quite a big area to fill with a water dump. So that is very, very close to being connected. But I now want to get this finished as well. So, you know, we'll go a little bit longer. This is going to need to be reattached to the new stream gauge. I did prioritize. Cool. A little bit of wet fur, but not the end of the world. So one thing that I wasn't aware of is that wet fur stops them breeding, apparently, which is a little bit of a problem. But, you know, we'll splash some water to try and keep... I've got 1.9 days, but... Splash a little bit of water, keep them alive. Guess they're concentrating on building that instead of building the tubeway. Kind of makes sense, because that's what I've told them to do. Come on. Almost done. Go. Stream gauge. Awesome. Automate. Attach to stream gauge. Pause above. Now go much deeper. That's what I wanted. Unpause below. Go something like that. Yeah, that works for us. And storage. How we could build a platform for it, couldn't we? Double platform storage. So and hopefully it means everything will be, or will irrigate a little bit further. And yeah, hey, you Bruce. I don't know if I said hello to you already. I can't remember if that's the first time you've spoken today. Want a bit more radish. Have you prioritized by haulers? It's going to take me a while to fill that, I guess. Have our tubeway system, which makes this much closer now, which is cool. Apart from that, it's out of power, so let's set that to suspend if there's no power. This one already pauses. Yes, actually we can do that on a pause, unpause. That should do it. Right. Yeah, we have all of those ingredients. What we don't have is storage for the stuffed peppers. So let's put that there. Stuffed peppers. Pretty sure we're growing bell peppers. Yeah, your bell peppers. Guess we're grilling them as well, aren't we? So we've grilled all of our bell peppers at the moment. Fair enough. And let's put a storage in, or not like that. Charcoal, obtain. So we're baking beets at least. So let's make that. Where are you? What does baked beets look like? Baked beets. Oh, we're doing the stuffed peppers as well. Let's automate off ingredients as well as products. In both cases. Yes. We go up another level then. Oh, grilled bell peppers. Not a bad session today, I don't think. We've got, what's that? We've got lots of apple juice. Not much tomato juice because we're not growing many tomatoes. Not a lot of corn juice for some reason. Let's get you prioritized by haulers. You're not running super efficiently. You're just, no, we should have got many ingredients. Canola oil, we've got lots of. That's slowly filling that lot up. It's going to take a while. There's got another nearly meter of water to put in there. So we'll see what they manage in terms of irrigation. I guess we could. Bridge across there. And probably plant some of that as well. 21 well-being. Nice. And we've got our new system working here, which is a little bit temperamental. It's a little bit temperamental, but it works. The new power system down here and our new tubeway system. So means I might build more storage over here actually as well. And we could look actually to rework this to move the storage, build an engine over here. So if we move the scrap metal, put an engine in, and maybe put more industry over here, now we can get here more quickly. I think that might be sensible. That might be sensible for next time, but I think I'm going to call it a day for today, folks, because it's been a fairly quiet one. There's been a few of you. There's maybe 10 people here at the moment. So, yeah. Thank you to those of you that have been here. Probably going to be back again on Sunday. So, I will see you all next time.